तव जननं कालो न जानाति तव समापनं दृष्टो मया तव महाकारः योगेश्वर कालकाल योगेश्वर कालकाल। Namaskaram. Namaskaram to everyone. Nice to be back in Nepal. Hello, can you hear me? Hello? I'm still not yet born, still more than 24 hours, please. Well, why such a need has come today that we have to even talk about saving soil? Why such a situation has come? Well, humanity has spent a lot of time pointing fingers at each other. You did it, I did it, you did it, I did it endlessly. We need to first of all understand whether you like it or you don't like it, knowingly or unknowingly, every one of us are a part of it, this destruction that's happened. The only way around is that everyone have to become a part of the solution. There is simply no other way. This is not to be done by any one person or any one government or a ministry. This has to become humanity's mission because we are destroying the foundations of our existence. That's what it means. In these cultures, we have always referred to soil as our mother. When we say mother, we are talking about the source of our life. But unfortunately, in the last few decades, we have started treating soil as a resource. Treating soil as a resource, what it means is, every one of us have fed upon the breasts of our mothers. The day we refer to her as a resource, we are finished. She is the source of our life. She cannot be a resource that we use in our lives. But this is exactly what we have done. Even today, nearly 85% of the nations on the planet address soil as an inert substance that they can fix by adding a chemical or taking away a chemical or whatever else. What we need to understand is, soil is the largest living system, not just on this planet, but in the known universe. It is the largest living system with trillions of species. The top agricultural scientists or soil scientists in the world are openly admitting that they do not even know 1% of the species of organisms present in the soil. When we don't know 1%, we have no business to mess with it. It's as simple as that. That's how complex a life it is. What does it mean, the soil? So we must understand this. On this planet at least, all life, whether it is a single-cell creature or us who are supposed to be the most complex and sophisticated creatures on this planet, all of us are essentially made of the same fundamental design. In yoga forever, we have been saying Anda Pindanda is all the same thing. But today, the modern science, because unless it comes from the West, it's not science, okay? I want you to know this. So, the modern science is saying there is something called as a constructional theory that if you look at any design on this planet, whether it's a single-celled organism, or any other creature, or a leaf, or a cell in a plant, or the human system, the fundamental design is still the same. The complexity and sophistication is multiplying manifold over, but essential design is same. Or in other words, what we call as life on this planet is a part of the carbon cycle that's happening. In this carbon cycle, soil is the most important link in the chain of carbon cycle, and that has worn thin. What is wearing the soil thin means? See, today, as you sit here, over 60% of your very body that you carry is microorganisms. Only 40% are your parental genetics. I saw that little girl in Sofia on the video, and this girl came to me and said, Sadhguru, I want to do save soil, but my mother, boo. I said, please tell your mother she's only 20%. Rest is all soil. Only 20% of your genetics, your mother, another 20% your father. Fundamentally, life is happening to you because of the foundational life that's happening in the soil. This is the fundamental life. To give you some perspective, scientists say somewhere between 600 to 800 million years ago, you were there. At that time, one smart algae or a fungi, we don't know which one. It's like, we don't know how many years ago, thousands of years ago, a caveman or a cave woman these days, you can't live them out. But nowhere there's a reference to a cave woman, because caveman essentially means a crude man who's like that. But it looks like women were always reasonably not so cavey. So, we don't know whether a caveman or a woman discovered the way of how to cook our food using fire, controlling fire within our homes. Oh, that's changed everything about our lives, isn't it? The way we eat and the way we exist. Similarly, one smart algae or fungi, we don't know which one of them came up with this idea of cooking their food using the perpetual energy of the sun. This phenomena of cooking their food using the sun's energy, today we refer to as photosynthesis. Before the phenomena of photosynthesis started, the average oxygen content in our atmosphere was just a shade over 1%. Today it is 21%. It's a little less in this hall, but average is 21%. And even if you're wearing a mask, you're able to breathe because it's 21%. It's not about today we breathing and existing. The very reason that such a complex life could evolve is only because of the oxygen content in the atmosphere. Otherwise, life would have been very rudimentary and simple. So this phenomenon of photosynthesis means essentially it is oxygen manufacturing factory on the planet. Oxygen breathing or carbon dioxide? Tell me, I don't know which kind you are. Oxygen. But in the last 1,000 years, we have removed 85% of photosynthesis on this planet. What's our plan really? For ourselves and for future generations, what is our plan? 85% of photosynthesis on the planet has been removed. We call this development. Well, we need many things, that's not the point. But we need to understand, without ecological stability on the planet, life will not happen. Our idea, right now everybody is talking about, in 2000 or just after 2000, when I spoke in the United Nations, I told them I have come here to officiate the marriage of ecology and economy. Because you guys are thinking these two are competing forces. There is no such thing as ecology versus economy. This is like this. You were living on open land, then you saw the need for shelter. So you built one floor, one nice house for yourself. Then a need came, you had to build the second floor. Then you started pulling out the foundation stones and started building the second floor. You know what will happen to your house. This is exactly what's happening to the world right now. Ecology is the base, economy is on top of it. If you pull out the foundation stones of ecology, there is not going to be any economy. Whatever economies we have built, whatever very perceptional marketplaces we have built, can all collapse in no time once there is a little bit of food shortage on the planet. I want you to just imagine, in Kathmandu city, if 40% of the people have not eaten for last 3 days, do you think you can come here and sit in this event? Do you think you can go to your office? Do you think your children can go to school? Do you think anything that you are doing right now would be possible for you? Civilization will collapse. What we have created in 1,000 years, in 3 days' time it will collapse once there are food shortages. We must understand this is not something new. Whether it's Nepal or India or European nations or East European nations, Central Asia, Arabia, even North America, is not a stranger to famines in the past. Till 40s and 50s, 1950s, we have seen famines. Some of those famines were terrible, which took millions of people. 1943 famine in India took 3.2 billion people in 4 months' time. Famine is the worst way to die for a human being. A war is so much better. Either somebody will shoot you or bomb you or take off your head, something will happen. Famine is a slow fate. 3 to 4 months, you will die in a most terrible way. And this is not new to us. 2 generations ago, people have faced this repeatedly, again and again. But after all this infrastructure, after all this education, information, technology, once again we are driving towards famine, global famines. This year, 7 nations are going into famine conditions. This year, 39 million people right now are seriously in famine situation. It is expected in the next 4 months, 360,000 children below 8 years of age will die without food simply because World Food Program has thrown up its hands and said, we are not able to provide food for these children because there is no money, everything has gone to the war effort elsewhere. So, as human beings, how do we just sit around and think that, it's all right, they're dying somewhere else? That is not the nature of a human being. The reason why a human being is evolved to this place is because we can think inclusively. We are not functioning instinctively for our survival. We can think consciously, inclusively, where our sense of well-being is far more inclusive than any other creature on this planet. This is only possible for a human being. You are the only one who is referred to as a being. We don't call a tiger being, an elephant being, ant an ant being, no such thing. Only you are referred to as a being because you are supposed to know how to be.